Coming up, an update on an inmate death.
And a look into sales tax proposal. Murrow News 8 starts now.
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
Good afternoon and welcome to Murrow News 8. I'm Grace Harvey.
And I'm Ella Price.
I was able to ditch the jacket for my walk to class, so that has to mean warmer weather is coming. Is that right, Logan?
Yeah, that's perfect, Grace. I mean, the warmer weather is coming, but the clouds are still going to be rolling in a little bit, as you can kind of see here. 68 today. If you enjoy that morning sun, it's not going to last too long. We're looking at clouds rolling in through this next week. It's not nearly going to be as nice as it was this last week. But also tomorrow, we're kind of looking at the same thing. Just more of the, it's going to be warm, but it's still going to be just a little cold and a little gloomy. But what I would say is that coming up, we are going to take a look at this 5-day and the state map, so be sure to keep tuning in, but I'm going to send it back to the desk for now.
The construction has not stopped in Pullman. Traffic backups are happening with the Stadium Way and B Street detours. Our reporter Madeline Wallace went to see how it's affecting students.
Have you guys seen the construction on Stadium Way? I know it's been making my commute to class just a little bit longer. Let's go see about other students.
It's definitely been an inconvenience just to get to the grocery store or to get my friends, but definitely have to go out of the way just to do any of that.
It's been more of a minor inconvenience for me, but I can see for students where it would really be problematic. The line, normally I live in an apartment complex right on that intersection, and the normal Monday, Wednesday, Friday getting to campus, there's usually a line down Valley as you approach the Stadium and Way intersection. And during this, it's with the stop sign, it creates a log jam all the way back up. So for me today, I had to drive all the way around in order to just get to campus. I had planned ahead, but minor inconvenience for me, maybe not for other folks.
It hasn't really affected me. I don't have a car currently on campus, and I'm pretty central, so I just walk everywhere, so it hasn't really affected me much.
I'd say the Stadium Way hasn't been, it's an inconvenience, but there are ways around it. Kind of earlier in the week, we're getting doubled up on it because the Terraview and the highway, so you would have that stop and then come around and then have to, most of the week though, we've dodged coming up Stadium to B and then just go around somewhere else. But
The inmate who died April 5th in Whitman County Jail has been identified. Authorities have released the name of 30-year-old Willem Harrell, who was found unresponsive in his cell. Harrell died from asphyxia from a ligature hanging. His death has been ruled a suicide. Harrell had previously been booked for forgery, vandalism, and attempted escape.
Another sales tax increase is in the talks. This comes a month after an approved increase to fund criminal justice offices. Pullman PD is looking for a 0.1 increase to help with funds. If approved, this would be Pullman's third raise in the last 2 years. The town's sales tax would reach 8.2%.
And around $2 million in gifted funds is helping WSU's Elson S. Floyd College of Medicine in funding student scholarships. This funding was provided by longtime WSU fans Tom and Barbara Wilson and by first-time supporter Barbara Stephanis. These funds will be matched by the College of Medicine Multiplied campaign.
More than 1,500 WSU Greek students joined up over the last week to volunteer on multiple projects in downtown Pullman. The volunteers' work included spring cleaning, distributing food at the Community Center, Action Center, organizing trivia for Bishop Place residents, and raising money to support Pullman's businesses. Greek covering councils have also agreed to match the fundraising amount over $10,000 and support both the Pullman Downtown Businesses Association and Music on Main.
And graduation is on the horizon. Now is the time to make sure you have all your graduation apparel, double check that you're signed up to walk, and that dinner reservations are in order. Graduation ceremonies for Pullman grads will begin May 9th, and ceremony times are 8 a.m. or 8 and noon and 3:30 p.m. Congratulations to the class of 2026.
With graduation around the corner, I sat down with a local hotel to see how it's affecting businesses. More on that story now.
Majority of our income comes from is from those big event weekends.
This is Cougarland Motel, and they're about to hit one of their busiest times. Now, with being a small mom-and-pop motel, a typical weekend rate runs close to $150. But if you're coming for a big event such as graduation, you will find higher rates.
I know for this upcoming graduation weekend, the rates for Friday and Saturday night are $499 a piece.
With large events from Washington State University, businesses in the area see an increase of foot traffic. Graduation draws in a large crowd and people are paying the price. I am currently in downtown Pullman, and as you can see, the streets behind me are looking a little bare. Yet during graduation weekend, the streets are lined with people. Now, I've talked to a local restaurant located here on Main Street, and they say that the reservations tend to go pretty quickly that weekend. They also have a set menu to help the flow of people in and out. Now, graduation weekend doesn't just help the hotel industry, it also helps Pullman's economy of local businesses and restaurants. I talked with a parent of a 2026 Cougar graduate who wanted to remain anonymous, but spoke on their challenges of paying the price when it comes to finding accommodations during Pullman's graduation season.
What really surprised me is just how much could be charged a night. They know that we don't have a choice but to pay these prices. We have to be there for those events in our kids' lives.
You know, that availability just gets eaten up until there's pretty much nothing left. And then at this point, people are calling everywhere because they get desperate because nobody has any availability.
This is Ella Price reporting in Pullman, Washington with Murrow, News 8.
The Regional Theater of the Palouse in downtown Pullman has sold out shows for years. But if you ask around campus, not many people have found their way down to catch a performance. What does a Palouse classic look like from the inside? Our reporter Augustus Marceau went to find out.
In your travels to downtown Pullman to explore the Palouse's treasures,
love it, and I probably will never retire.
You might be missing a spot others call a must-see.
We have top-notch talent that comes in from throughout the country.
From the buzz of the spotlights to the corridors sharing decades of performances, the Art Top Theater invites you in to tell a story. John Rich created the Art Top Theater 19 years ago and has sat in the director's chair ever since.
And I said, just as long as it doesn't take over my life, which it has.
Through time, effort, and a bit of healthy obsession, John's Theater brings in audiences and talent from across the country.
I mean, for theaters that are worth it. Yeah, we travel all over.
Talent like Michaela Guerin, who came from New York after being offered the role as Rapunzel in their newest production, Into the Woods.
I dropped our top to some of my catering friends, and they all knew what it was. So a few had worked here before and had great things to say. So
now, not all of your acting competition is actually going to come out of New York, and in fact, they have quite a few auditions per show that are for the Palouse region specifically. But they say that not many college students even come out to audition. But with 4 shows a year, with acting classes and dance lessons being offered here every Monday, there's a lot of opportunities for college students to come out, grow, learn, and audition if they're at all interested in the theater space.
We see very few college students coming out. We are a professional, semi-professional theater, and we're the only one in the area.
For people looking for a night out, there's a community of cast and crew preparing to share their work to the whole town. And for those looking at a shot at center stage, there's always a chance.
kind of been just a step by step. Do I still want to do this? Is this still something that makes practical sense? And no, it never makes practical sense.
Or you might just want to look a little sophisticated for someone special.
I'd bring his date, you know, instead of just do a bar, something that might be a little offbeat. And it's not really that much more expensive than buying a handful of beers.
In Pullman, Augustus Marceau, Murrow News 8.
A pageant queen who is making a difference.
And an upcoming celebration at the University of Idaho, coming up after the break.
Days, months.
Hey, I'm Jim from across the street.
Years.
I'd like to give you this.
A lifetime. Can rush by without realizing what we're missing. But it doesn't have to be that way. We have a choice to take action. Visit maketheconnection.net to find out more.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it.
The place of female agriculture workers in the future is getting more and more unclear every day, but Miss Washington Agriculture is working to reverse the trend. Our reporter Connor Seiferling has the story.
For WSU animal science student Allison Gasling, agriculture has always been a part of life, but so has watching women in the industry fight to prove they belong.
Seeing my mom talking, because she runs our office, and having people come in and talk to her and almost not thinking she knew what she was talking about just because she was a woman, and they want to talk to my father.
It is stories like this that pushed Allison to advocate for women in agriculture and apply to be the first Miss Washington Ag Her Culture last year. Allison now volunteers at various agricultural events, including at a Yakima Agricultural Museum.
I just can't stress enough how impressive it was that she reached out and said, you know, hey, what can I do at the Egg Museum? I mean, that just blew me away.
Allison gets a lot of joy out of her work, but it is the continuous trend across the country of losing farms and farmland, like the kind you see behind me here at WSU, that concerns her and pushes her even harder to educate the next generation.
Agriculture has been the whole basis of my life. It's the reason that I'm here today, and that really upset me, and I feel like if I can inspire the next generation to hopefully get into that and help it grow, that, because our youth is what's going to help us here. That's what we got to focus on right now.
Cheryl Reese says it takes a special person with a passion like Allison's to do this advocacy work, and it is needed now more than ever.
We need the younger generation to stay with their families on the, you know, and work that family farm, and don't let these farms die out. Don't let agriculture die out.
Allison hopes her work not only inspires the younger generation to continue in agriculture, but also young women to advocate for themselves without fear, just like she did.
I think a lot of the times women being loud, we're seen as being blunt, or we're seen as being rude. And I think it's really important that you voice your opinions, and you're not afraid of voicing your opinions in a room full of a bunch of like 60-year-old farmers.
Connor Seiferling, reporting from Pullman, Murrow, News 8.
A wolf was shot and killed by a ranch hand after attacking cattle in Annatone, Washington, about an hour drive from Pullman. The state is now considering removing more wolves from the area. This most recent attack follows a string of livestock killings by a wolf pack known as the Troubled Cows Pack that formed in 2023 and roams around the grassy areas where Blue Mountain Range connects with the Snake River.
WSU Wenatchee has started construction on an $18 million plant growth facility. Is it expected to open in summer of 2027 and is said to help with creating new kinds of fruit like the sunflower apple. The facility will be 24,000 square feet and replacing 70-year-old greenhouses. The 50th Murrow Symposium is now in the books. Anna Cabrera highlighted her career mindset and continuing the Murrow legacy when accepting the Murrow Lifetime Achievement Award. Breakfast and lunches highlighted key speakers both days. Murrow alums sat on panels and did coaching sessions with current students and caught up with old peers.
The University of Idaho's Parent and Family Weekend starts tonight with the Lil Jon concert in the ICCU Arena in Moscow. The longtime rapper and producer is performing with rapper and YouTuber Henry Mack tonight at 7:30 p.m. On Saturday, an artist market, cornhole tournament, paint night, and comedy performance by the NYNY Pianos wraps up the weekend's events. The rec center will be free to parents and families over the age of 18 through Sunday when their students bring their valid vandal card.
And with spring here, the weather is constantly changing. We will tell you what to expect coming up.
And a healthy dose of all things sports, especially a home run of the week, right after the break.
It's okay to be scared.
You don't have to be so strong.
Strength is not optional. This is my mother, my purpose. Real muscle is lifting her spirits between bedpans and bad news from doctors that doubt her strength. Strength is buried in bills, managing meds, and swallowing those moments of, Mom, it's me, your daughter. Remember? My strength is super, but I'm still human, right?
Look who's here. There she is. Hey, thanks for your patience. Thank you so much.
How you feel?
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community, or call 1-877-333-5885.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you,
yes,
your football buddy, your football buddy, you, the boss's boss. If 1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes, that means it could be you, your barber, your barber's barber.
Nice work. Thanks.
You, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker,
On your left.
your cat jogger. Or you, your co-pilot, your co-pilot's co-pilot. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org to know where you stand.
Grace and I caught the Cougs baseball game yesterday, and it was the perfect weather. Logan, is that weather continuing throughout their series?
Yeah, so the weather is just looking like it's still cloudy out, but I have to say, the fact that we beat OSU in baseball is a victory of its own. That was just fantastic. But if you're just kind of joining us now, we're going to take a look at today's weather. High of 68, low of 39, but don't be fooled by the morning sun because those clouds are going to just continue to roll in. And as we kind of take a look at the state map, hopefully we get it right now. It's looking, for tomorrow it's 58-43. That's just like, it sucks because their clouds are just still rolling in, and we got a little greedy after this week because of all that sun. But it's all right because when you think of warm weather, you think of sun. And that sun's going to keep coming around. As we kind of check out that state map, we are going to look at Olympia. We're looking at high of 70, so they're going to be good. It's just going to be a little cloudy still. We're still looking at the clouds, and that's honestly going to be a trend this whole week. It's just clouds all around. Let's kind of go over to the friends over there in Seattle, high of 68, low of 45, so nothing crazy. Looking at Yakima, by the way, love Miner's Burger. Shout out to Yakima. High of 70, low of 43, down to Tri-Cities, 72, low of 42. And over here, kind of Spokane, Pullman, as I kind of step off the screen for you. It's going to be a high 69 over there in Spokane, and Pullman we're looking at 67, 38. So nothing crazy, and guess what? Like I said a million times, don't get greedy after this week because those clouds are still going. And as we kind of hopefully take a look at this 5-day forecast, we're going to look at the same stuff. And I'm going to step off the screen for you again just so you can see this week it's just all cloudy. Don't get overwhelmed because that sun is just still going to be joining us. It's just going to take a little bit to roll in. So my advice, still go play some golf. But that's going to do it for me over here at the weather. I'm going to send it back to the desk for you guys for more updates.
Hello, my name is Olivia and I'm here with sports. WSU baseball was victorious against Gardner-Webb University 3-2 yesterday afternoon at Bailey Brayton Field. Starter Nick Lewis sent a career high with 8 innings and allowed 2 runs. Dustin Robinson gave the Cougars an early lead with an opposite field solo homer off the scoreboard in left center field. In the bottom of the inning, Robertson got his 3rd hit of the day, a 2-out double down the left field line and scored as Ryan Skajonsi pulled the next pitch for the next RBI single. And then WSU men's golf competed in its final event before the West Coast Conference Championships. The Cougs are headed south for the El Mercado Classic hosted by UC Davis from today until April 12th. This will be a 54-hole event and teams will play 18 holes each day starting at 8 a.m. And then as for WSU track and field, they head north this weekend to Spokane for the Jeff Ron Classic, continuing their outdoor season. The track portion will meet today at 3 p.m., starting with the women's steeplechase. They will end in a rally around 7 p.m. And now, taking a look at rowing, this weekend WSU will face off Gonzaga in their only home race of the season. Racing is scheduled to start at 8 a.m. on Saturday at the western side of Snake River. And lastly, John Harlow has been appointed the WSU Vice President and Director of Athletics. On April 20th, he will be introduced at a press conference, becoming the 16th leader of Cougar Athletics history. He joined the Coug family in 2021 as Senior Associate Athletic Director and Chief Financial Officer of Athletics. According to WSU Insider, Harlow has launched a $3.5 million renovation of football locker room, instituted brand awareness that generated revenue through apparel and spirit partnerships, and so much more. But that's all I have for you to sports. Back to the desk.
Coming up, what the First Lady had to say about Jeffrey Epstein.
And what Donald Trump posted on Truth Social after the break.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
There. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Can I tell you another one? So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it. What's Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana. What is a boxer's favorite drink? Fruit punch.
Idaho Air National Guardsmen have been deployed to the Middle East in support of Operation Epic Fury. The 124th Fighter Wing of the Guard was sent in late March and early April to the U.S. Central Command area in assistance of the 38-day military campaign that is targeting Iranian security, equipment, and leadership.
Iran has begun talks of peace after multiple posts from Trump threatening destruction. An era of Iran is the sentiment Iran's Vice President Mohammad Reza Aref stated on social media. This was said after the 2-week ceasefire of the Iran-U.S. war being announced. This came after Trump stated that he promised to eradicate the whole civilization if oil conflicts could not improve. Iran is facing extreme costs of an over months of war. However, the survival of the troops leaves them hopeful and confident entering peace talks.
Earlier this morning, President Trump released unblurred footage of a woman being killed with a hammer. Robert Joaquin, a 40-year-old Haitian national who entered the United States in 2022, was granted a temporary protection order under the Biden administration. That lasted until 2024. He committed the crime over a week ago on April 3rd, 2 years after his protection order expired. The video alarmed both Republican and Democratic politicians due to the graphic nature of the video. President Trump followed up the video saying, "As I've said all along, if you import the third world, you become the third world, and that is what happened over the 4 years of Democratic control."
And on Thursday, First Lady Melania Trump said that she did not have any knowledge of Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. Trump denied having any relationship with Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell.
Numerous fake images and statements about Epstein and me have been circulating on social media for years now. Be cautious about what you believe. These images and stories are completely false. I'm not a witness or a named witness in connection with any of Epstein's crimes. My name has never appeared in court documents, depositions, victim statements, or FBI interviews surrounding the Epstein matter.
The First Lady said there has been fake photos and lies circulating. Trump said she has not been legally accused of a crime regarding being connected to Epstein. On Thursday, 13 Epstein survivors filed reports and testified against her in an effort to bring more awareness to what is going on.
A day to celebrate your loved ones after the break.
An old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Whether it was fighting growing up or the bonds formed now, today is National Siblings Day, so make sure to send them a text and let them know you are mom's favorite. My sister's going to be receiving a text from me, and she knows I'm mom's favorite, so I'll be playing that one. Grace?
Yeah, my little brother is 17, so maybe I'll let him know that I am mom's favorite. But yes, definitely was WWE in our household growing up, but I love him so much. So very, very glad. That's all we have for you guys today on Murrow News 8. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on Monday.
Bye, guys.